Hello and welcome again to the Hotfix podcast, episode 1, where we talk all things video. I'm joined by my lovely co-hosts, Shtanky, otherwise known as Zach.
That's me. I'm Shtanky.
And Beegs or Boogs, otherwise known as Hunter.
Hi.
And I am, of course, the host, Ocelot, known to some as Ethan.
That was a lot better.
Yeah, we got several items on the ticket tonight. I think we're going to go ahead and start off with talking Persona 5 Strikers. And Stank, if you want to go ahead and lead that, I'll pass the reins over.
That's me too. I like Persona. So yeah, little not very well known franchise, Persona. You probably never heard of it. They released a new game pretty recently, last month. It's called Persona 5 Strikers. It's a crossover between Persona 5, the Japanese RPG, and the Musou series of games, the Dynasty Warriors games.
Wait, really?
You know, they have some games like Dynasty Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors, Hyrule Warriors.
Zelda Dynasty.
It's Hyrule Warriors, Hunter. But yeah, so they released a Persona game in that kind of style. And I had the chance of picking it up. And I've been playing through it a little bit. And I just wanted to give a few of my thoughts on it. You know, going into it, I thought that it was gonna be a little bit mashy. Because that's just the nature of Warriors games.
How it be.
But there was quite a bit of skill involved in the combat, honestly. A little bit more than I was thinking there would be.
Does it have like the great voice acting that Dynasty Warriors has?
More like the great voice acting that Persona has. Coward.
So, question, does it share the entire voice cast of Persona 5, or are there changes?
Yep, it has the exact same voice cast.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh, so they just copy and pasted the voices.
No, that is not how that works.
So, little technical info. Strikers come out February 20th. A little bit of old frog, a little bit old news now, but it's still fresh on the market. It's released on PS4, Nintendo Switch, and of course on Steam. Unlike base Persona 5 or Royal. But if I'm not
unlike most of the fucking games,
if I'm not mistaken, Stank, it does take place immediately following Persona 5 story-wise, correct?
Pretty much immediately. It's in the summer after the events of Persona 5.
Now, is it affected by the changes made in Royal, or is?
From what I can tell so far, it hasn't been affected by Royal.
Okay. Of course, Nintendo still has yet, or Alice, either of them, to release Persona 5 Royal on Switch, and Strikers is the only one, unfortunately. Do you have thoughts on if Persona 5 will ever come to the Switch console, or if they're just going to stay with Strikers and call that their representation for Joker and Smash?
It could happen. I don't know if you knew this, but this year is the 25th anniversary of the Persona series. So, I would expect a lot more remasters of games coming to different systems, like probably some PC ports, maybe some Switch ports, that'd be nice. Some ports to the PS4, PS5 even.
I don't know about you, but I could really use another rendition of Persona 3, a little bit updated.
Look, we all know what happens when Nintendo gets a hold of anniversaries, right? They give us the game we least want.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not a Nintendo anniversary, it's an Atlas anniversary.
Nintendo controls everything that comes in.
It's not a Nintendo-owned franchise.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be. They have to get the license from Nintendo. And
well,
Nintendo can cherry pick.
They have to get the license from Nintendo to publish it on the Switch.
That's the point.
But that doesn't affect
for the Switch. My bad.
But that doesn't affect any of the other ports that they could do.
I don't know why I'm bitching. I just need them to put it on Steam and I'll just buy it. You hear that? You hear that? Put it on Steam and you got a customer.
Take
At
the
least
money,
one.
Atlas.
That's a $60 right there.
Interesting story though. Atlas was running they were running a poll to see where people wanted to see Persona games in the future, and for the first time ever, the Xbox was added in as an option on the list.
That's so they're considering it. They're considering it bare minimum.
Yeah,
They're trying to, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if it's considering or if it's trying to find out there's even a fucking market for it.
I'm sure there's a market. Isn't it Valkyria Chronicles on Xbox, if I'm not mistaken?
I'm not sure. I'm a
Let me get-
PlayStation man.
Let me give that a well. Valkyria Chronicles is very like multi-platform, from what I understand. Let's check Valkyria Chronicles 4. It is, yes, it is on Xbox One as well as Nintendo Switch and PS4. Which of course, like, Valkyria Chronicles isn't an Atlas game, but it is a similar. It's a similar franchise. So
In the same vein.
granted, I'm
Would
sure.
be a word if you use.
I'm sure Hunter
It's the
has
same
a
vein you put
point.
your heroin into.
Yeah, I'm sure the JRPG market on Xbox is probably rather slim, but you know, you don't really hear people buying an Xbox to play
Well,
JRPGs.
they're
is
not
all I'm
wrong to
saying.
stick to Sony because that's what that's literally the JRPG company. You stick.
It's true.
To where you just
Yeah.
don't jump to another console. Like you don't just take a chance because like what are some other JRPGs that have taken a chance to come into like PC or Switch? Like I mean Xenoblade maybe for Switch, Fire Emblem. Would you consider Fire Emblem?
Sure.
Yeah,
Well, Fire Emblem
those are on the
is-
Switch.
Fire Emblem's it's a strategical JRPG in a
Okay,
way.
so if they're gonna go anywhere, they're gonna go to the Switch. Like the other Xbox, definitely not. They're definitely not thinking about that. They're thinking about it because they put it on the poll, but like we know it's not gonna happen. Fucking, they put it. I don't know about Steam. They give Steam a chance with Persona 4 Gold, but like other than that,
Yeah, and
everything-
it was the highest selling game
really
on
was.
Steam for about like
months. For
2
months.
2 months after release. Roundabout,
I saw it
think.
on the home. Never had before in my life. I saw it on the homepage as like the main starter, like where it covers half the page, like the top part. It was on
Mhm.
there for like a week, and that's never happened.
All I'm
Ever.
saying is put Persona 5 on Steam. Put it on there. Yeah, you know they'll buy it. Everybody will buy it. I'll buy it.
Don't
Hunter
stop.
will buy it.
Keep going.
Stank will buy it.
I'll buy it.
Everybody will buy it.
That's
Now,
okay,
what I'd
that's
really
60
buy
wait,
is
that's
Persona
60
3
bucks per-
FPS.
Yes, that
That's
too.
$60 per. That's $180. That's that's $180, guys, plus tax.
Mhm.
You don't see those taxes, but you're the government. That's taxes. That's $100.
But Stank, you did say that Persona 5 Strikers is considerably less mashy than the rest of the Warriors games.
I would say that, yeah. Like I've played I think it was like Warriors Orochi 5. I don't even know if that's it was one of those games. And it was a lot more mashy than the Persona game.
Yeah, well, I've heard that there's a considerable amount of RPG elements in Strikers compared to the rest of the games in the series, but
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Like there's as you'd expect with the Persona game, there is a heavy amount of dialogue.
Yes. I mean, for me personally, I used to be a decent fan of the Warriors franchise, and I enjoyed my time with Hyrule Warriors and especially Fire Emblem Warriors. But the games they're very mashy, and at that point, my small caveman brain has a hard time staying engaged. So if Strikers has a little bit more engagement, then I'm far more likely to pick it up. I especially since I'm especially a Persona fan. But first, I gotta finish up my Royal playthrough, and then we'll talk about picking up Strikers. But I've seen nothing but good things, and then if there's somebody's judgment I trust on the Persona franchise, it's Shank's. So I'll more than likely be picking it up soon.
So, Hyrule Warriors was completely developed by Omega Force, right? That's the developer who made Dynasty Warriors. I'm thinking that the people who made Dynasty Warriors are completely
Yeah, Omega
involved
Force
in
and
making-
Koei Tecmo.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nintendo had a hand in it, but I feel like Nintendo's hand in it was far more
Guys, like,
licensing
I'm
and
like-
rights than anything.
I'm traveling down like a pretty long logic line right now, but I really fucking hated Hyrule Warriors. Which
Oh, really?
tells me I'm gonna really fucking hate Dynasty Warriors, which is gonna tell me I really gonna fucking hate Persona Strikers.
Well, here's the thing. So I played several Dynasty Warriors games long ago, and I liked it. I liked Hyrule Warriors far more. But if Strikers is more engaging, as those who have played the game say, then I feel like it's definitely the black sheep in the franchise, or the style of game rather.
It's almost like, I don't know. That's not time for this.
Well, I mean,
but
it
continue
seems
on.
like a black sheep just considering how much story there is compared to other Dynasty Warriors games.
Story and Dynasty Warriors games don't really go together, but I don't know, because Fire Emblem Warriors was something in terms of story, and by something I mean nothing. I only bought that game for the limited edition that came with the character cards, and I ended up somewhat liking the gameplay after, so I guess that was a plus, but...
You're the only fucking person I know who buys special editions for the items.
I don't.
No,
I really
time
don't.
out.
But Fire Emblem Warriors was an exception because the character cards were sick. It's just cool.
Speaking of limited editions, and specifically that one, I went on a trip to Half Price Books one time, and I literally found the soundtrack CD from that limited edition.
So someone
Just
parted
sitting in
out
a Half Price
just the
Books.
soundtrack.
Yep.
Of course, stupid, but oh, Strikers definitely seems interesting. It's like I said, the reviews are basically raving. I mean, the reviews are very, very good, and I'm seeing now there's like actually still there's new content being added in the form of characters, which is
Is there
cool.
gonna be?
Zenkichi.
Oh, Zenkichi. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of the new characters.
Yeah, so there you go. It's got new content coming in some shape, form, or fashion. It looks cool. It looks dope. I will, like I said, I will more than likely be picking it up after I finish my playthrough of Royal. But on that note, is the topic of Strikers complete, or is there more to say?
I mean, the only thing I have to say is that I'm probably about one dungeon deep, and I really enjoy it. Like, I'd say it's at least an 8.5 or 9 out of 10 for me.
That's
And
pretty
it's
high.
only supposed to get better
That's
after
gracious.
that.
That
Be
is very
honest.
gracious. That is very gracious,
Well,
Shtanky.
Shtank is, of course, the authority on Persona. So, if you like Persona, if you like the Warriors games because you're that kind of masochist, give it a try. There's something for there's something for two very specific crowds of people.
And that's
but-
why they made it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
That's why they changed the style. They wanted to broaden their horizons, like they
very
did with Zelda, and it backfired.
Next item on the ticket I wanted to discuss is, if you play a popular battle royale game, Fortnite, there is a new season that released this week, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, obviously, Fortnite has become the redheaded stepchild that everyone likes to
Fortnite
hunt
bad.
around the yard.
Fortnite bad.
Of course, false information, but
Fortnite bad. Reddit good. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. So if you're into that sort of thing, the new season dropped. There was an event that started at the beginning of the season as opposed to the end, a single player experience, which was actually kind of phenomenal. Story elements in Fortnite are kind of few and far between, but they actually put a lot into it when it comes to the new seasons, and a single player experience within the game was actually kind of wild. Makes me feel like there's some sort of behind the scenes work from Epic. Maybe that's something they're looking into. I don't know. in terms of changes to the game, there's significant portions of the map that are changed. Most ground loot has been replaced with makeshift weapons, as the theme is primal. And there's a crafting system. If you're into that sort of thing, it's actually kind of cool. Other new weapons aside from the makeshifts in the form of primal. There's the bow, which can be upgraded to the path of primal or mechanical. New NPCs, new mythics, of course, a new battle pass, obviously. Speaking of which, I will go ahead and show. So there are 2 collaborations within the battle pass skins in the form of Lara Croft and Raven from Teen Titans. And the secret skin being Neymar Jr., hit soccer player, which is
Neymar, let's go.
which is interesting to say the least. But yeah, it's
Get it, but I'll take it.
definitely something. It's a very interesting, fun season so far. I have very limited experience so far, but they're definitely.
I haven't even played a game.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to reach the player base back with a lot of new content. As I don't know, the past couple seasons have been a little bit lacking, and the original skins within the Battle Pass are pretty good. I know a pretty major complaint with people in the fan base are collabs, because it's all they've been doing for Chapter 2. Which there are 2 collabs, but albeit cool ones, because I like Teen Titans. But
Bro, I love Teen Titans.
the actual original skins are actually very cool. The whole thing as a whole is pretty solid. Like I said, I'm more interested in exploring what the thought process was behind the single player event, because if you've played Fortnite events before, you know, single player events are not really the thing. Everybody's kind of crowded around swinging pickaxes and dancing until something happens. But the event itself was a 3.5-minute story trailer followed by the single player experience that was actually kind of lengthy and much prettier than the base game. So that was it was pretty cool. A lot of people were speculating with the last event, or maybe the event before that, where that maybe Epic was experimenting with first person, and of course we have not seen anything related to that. But this makes me wonder if they're also trying to branch into the single player realm, which of course you can play Save the World single player, but who does that?
Bro, I'd play a Fortnite campaign mode.
Yeah, I mean,
Was that
maybe
what it was supposed to be?
Yeah, that's what it was originally supposed to be. So maybe they're picking where they left off. Maybe Epic's wanting to explore a single player story
I
revolving
think it's over.
the 7 or how the loop came to
I
be.
think it's just a massive fucking cluster shit, and they're trying to like put a story around it now. Like
Well,
they
they've
got
been-
caught up
no,
in
no,
like
no,
the
no.
social aspect. No,
Bro,
they
they've
got caught
been-
up in the social aspect.
They've
They
been
added so
pushing
many
stories
characters.
since the start of like chapter 2.
Yeah, story. Well, no, since before Chapter 2. I mean, story has always been a pretty heavy element within the. You might not realize it because it's a battle royale game, but in terms of like the events and things happening
No.
and characters,
I
there's-
don't think there isn't a story. I do believe there is a story. I've seen the story. Actually, their cutscenes they make for that game is really good. Actually, especially the one where like he works at like that guy works at a main like male character, the blonde one, like works at a corporation. There's a fucking like zone device or something. That's a dope cutscene.
No, there's
a
a
video they put out.
the cutscenes are very good, but
Yeah, but the point is that they have this market idea. Not the market idea. They have this like strategy that they're marketing to everybody. Like, look at all these characters you can play as. Like all these like identifiable characters. Like they even brought Borderlands into it when 3 came out, and it's like this huge marketing ploy. But,
yeah,
like, as
I
they're
mean,
doing it, they're like rushing to like make a story around it
at
so they can
this
sell it.
at this point, yeah, like for the past while now, Fortnite has been a more of a marketing platform than a game in the shape of Marvel and DC and Star Wars. But
Yeah, but you can play Master Chief.
it's true, you can indeed play Master Chief. You can make Master
Well,
Chief and
it's not
Kratos do
it's
the
not that-
Renegade. So
It's not the fact. It's not the fact that that's happening that it's bad. Like, I'm not saying that like oh, they're just fucking around, they're throwing like a story together. That's not the point. The point is that it looks like they wouldn't have to mess around with the zoning shit, because that's what the story's turning into. Is like there's like a alternate reality clash going on here, and they wouldn't have to fuck with that if it wasn't for this marketing thing going on. Like, I feel like it was gonna be something fun. It was gonna be something really fun, and dude, I swear to God, it started with Thanos, and everyone lost their fucking mind. They're like, oh shit, Thanos works, and they just started throwing in characters like, fuck. I don't know.
It's kind of interesting that Fortnite has now usurped Smash Bros. In being the most ambitious crossover piece in the gaming world.
Oh, by far. I think nothing will ever.
Because like think of the pure scope, where in one 4-person squad you could have Master Chief, Kratos, the Psycho from Borderlands, and Raven from Teen Titans. That's insane. That's literally unreal. Or if you want to go even farther, you can have Aquaman, Iron Man, and fuck all. Who knows what? Do whatever you want.
Yeah, and they can all be doing the Gangnam Style dance.
Yeah, and everyone can get killed by a fucking off-style anime girl.
True.
Yeah. And then she can like do the fucking sprinkler on you, and that's the end of it.
The point being, the new season is actually pretty good. It's shaken up the course of the game far more than any season in Chapter 2 has so far. Last season was a little bit of a shake-up with the rip-off of the bounty system from Warzone, which has proved to be pretty cool. But in terms of large-scale changes and how the game like functions as a whole, it's definitely a much bigger shake-up, because, like I said, with the crafting system, the wildlife that you can kill around the map, and apparently tame, haven't gotten that deep yet. I don't know if it's introduced into the game so far, but it's got a lot of survival elements. It's very strange, but it works because they seem to make strange things added to the game work like that.
I will insert this little conversation real quick. What do you guys think about that? Like, one, because you brought up, you're like, they ripped off the that one Warzone mode. What was it called? Bounty?
Okay, Warzone mode?
Yeah, you said they ripped off of Warzone. Fortnite did? You just said it. Like,
no, he was talking about like the bounty system that Warzone.
So like when you take a bounty in Warzone and it marks the yellow circle, like where the same thing exists in Fortnite.
Yeah, so like no, that's okay. That makes it even better. So like, as a new Royale will come out and have an aspect of like a new thing they have, and then something else will copy it. Like Fortnite Fortnite does that shit all the time. Like Fortnite, I notice they do it all the time. Like other games will try to do something that Fortnite doesn't have, and then Fortnite will legit just steal the best part of it and then make it part of their game, which is not horrible. I'm not trying to like rip on it for it. But, like, so like we never. I'm hearing double of myself right now.
That was my bad.
Were you on your phone?
I got a message saying that I sounded like I was in a can. Thank you, Hunter, for the follow, by the way. So I was just trying to confirm whether or not I did indeed sound like I was in a can. And nobody.
But I was gonna say I
thought my mic was muted this whole time. To be fair, so.
When Apex came out, they released the fucking buyback system. Not the buyback system, but like the you just pick up your friend's shit and then you bring it to a certain like spot on the map, and they can fly back in. And like the next week, or like not even a week, 2 weeks, Fortnite had it in their game. I feel like Fortnite's doing that shit all the time though. Like they did it to Apex a couple times, and they've done it to Warzone now. I don't know, man. It's like they're becoming this like glob that pulls everything together, and they're like, maybe if we just have everything, they'll think we're awesome.
Well, because of course they will be more successful than the rest of them.
Yeah, of course.
It's far more. It might not be as successful.
It's starting to prove that it works. That's the fuck part.
It's not as successful as or as popular right now as Warzone is. I would probably say. In terms of Apex, fucking of course, it's far leaps. I forget that Apex exists on a weekly basis. I'm only reminded once a month that game actually, is playable.
I feel like we gotta start playing it more, man.
What, Apex?
Communities.
Do we?
I don't think we do need to play Apex.
What's wrong with Apex?
I don't think anything's wrong with Apex. The time to kill is kind of stupid.
What do you mean, like not doing anything?
No.
Yes.
Time it takes to kill.
Oh, the amount of time it takes to kill somebody. Oh. Well, you can't rat in that game. That's why they've made the game so fast paced.
You could definitely rat.
You can rat. You can rat,
any
but
battle royale.
no. But the thing is, you can rat, but it's not as effective because everyone can do anything in that game. You can jump on top of the building. Like in Warzone, you're limited to how far you can fucking go. Like you're limited to like how far your character can jump, run, or just stand there and slide. Like you're limited to that movement. In fucking Apex, you can't just sit. You can sit in a room if you want to, but someone's gonna bop the door open, and then the moment they bop the door open, he could be a pathfinder and just shoot his fucking way to the corner, and you're trying to shoot above you, and he just has to shoot down, and you're dead. You can't really rat that way. It's hard. It's hard. That's all I'm saying.
The big thing
it's
is
hard.
Warzone is still the only game to implement a loadout system in the Battle Royale series, and I think that's stupid because the loadout system is actually so good.
It's good or bad?
Bro, having a loadout's good.
Yeah, I like those. I like them, but at the same time, I sometimes like when I have the guns like I'm putting together just by finding them. Like I'm trying to decide which one's good to have. It's like a hot second loadout. You know what I mean? Like you have to put it together on the spot, and like you get your shit together. The moment you have your shit together, someone's like, "Oh, we got enough for a loadout," and you're like, well, there goes this fucking loadout I've been building. Now I'm just gonna get my actual loadout." So you never learn how to use other guns. You just get really proficient with like I don't know the car and the FAR.
Yeah, but it's also far more consistent. Yeah, it builds a meta, but I don't know. It's like it's
different.
It works to remove the luck factor.
It works for COD because it's COD. I'm like not saying like COD can do it so no one else can. It's like COD had the loadout system before, anyone else really.
No existing battle royale could do it right now. They just couldn't.
No.
Now, if
there's no way
battle royale was to come out and they added the loadout system, I think it would work fantastic. I think removing RNG in what ways you can makes the game feel a lot more competitive, a lot more competitively viable. If you ask me, that's just my personal take on it. But consistency is key in maintaining a competitive environment in terms of like limiting RNG to the ways that you can. So the loadout system just removes like one of the biggest RNG factors of a battle royale game.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I agree.
I mean, like Fortnite tournaments are like cool to watch. PUBG tournaments were stupid. They were just dumb. Nobody watched them. I don't even know if Apex tournaments exist, but like Warzone tournaments are for sure interesting to watch because of, I think. I don't know. Is everybody just quiet on me now? Is that what's happening?
I just don't know what happened to PUBG. Where'd it go?
I can tell you what happened to PUBG. It fell behind because it didn't fix itself.
It didn't fix itself. It still continued to run poorly. Hit registry was always a problem. The maps were bad. The game looked bad. Weapon variety. There was so many, like the rampant cheating, which I mean, Warzone has a very serious cheating problem, especially now in the form of the one that
literally prematurely ending a game.
In the game. So we'll make that an item right now, just because I need this to be like aired to the public. If you don't know, if you play Warzone, there is a hack that has evolved, right? There exists a hack where you can literally just end the game. You can end it. And what'll happen is it'll show everybody a final kill cam, and it just ends. So just to show this off very quickly.
What's the final kill cam?
So if you'll take a look here, this guy is literally still dropping into the map. Game just started. There's a final kill cam shown. Right, ready for it? The game ends. It's over. It's right there. A game that has been going on for literally sheer minutes just ended on a whim. Yeah, so that's pretty insane. And the fact that Activision still has not implemented any sort of anti-cheat is just astounding. It's actually insane. So
I didn't know they didn't have an anti-cheat. That's actually
they
I didn't know that
actually,
until
yeah, they actually just don't have an anti-cheat. They ban,
I didn't know that. I didn't know until you told me that.
they do
And they
ban
also
hackers. They do.
yeah, they have.
but
It's every way, but you get banned, and you're like, okay, now I'm just gonna make another account, and then you do, and it's over.
That's also just the problem with free-to-play games is there's no, I don't know. Call this a hot take, but if Activision announced to combat the cheating problem, we are now making Warzone $40. I'd buy it.
Oh, I got a better solution. If you buy Modern Warfare or buy Cold War, you get one of them. You get Warzone.
There you go. That's how it initially launched. Was you got it with Modern Warfare, and then they just made it openly free to play. I think hackers are far less likely to continue doing so if you have to pay full price for the game.
The problem is that the hackers aren't even the problem. It's the fact that the game's just we've been experiencing this for like a week now, or two actually. The game's just literally turning into people sitting in houses, sitting in places.
Hackers are definitely a massive issue, especially in the.
It's a massive issue, but like when you actually start playing a game and you get into one, like I'm not really worried about the cheat that makes everyone lose in like in the first 5 seconds of the game, because like then you just start another game over.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean,
but in a game where like it's still annoying, but like when you're sitting there and you're like an hour in, like not an hour, but like 20 minutes into a match, and you have all this shit, and then you're sitting there and you walk into a building and like you don't hear or see anything, and someone's just sitting there for the past like 10 minutes waiting for you to walk into that room. 10 minutes, not like 10 seconds, 10 minutes. They weren't fighting you, and you walk in, they buzz you immediately. Like that's just fucking lame. No one wants to play that game. No one wants to play a game where a bunch of people sit around and do nothing all the time.
That's of course fair. Now the new map may work to fix that. Who knows? You know what, Hunter? Maybe
one big field.
You know what, Hunter? Maybe you're right. Maybe Apex actually is the solution because of the sheer amount of movement options in that game that don't
exactly
like
camp. If you don't force the character, but you give them this huge like movement set to just jump around like and just run on walls and shit, they'll be so encouraged to move around and not sit down. Because when you sit in Apex, you feel like you're gonna explode. Like if you're not going 100 miles an hour and you're not jumping on shit, running on stuff, sliding down hills, you feel like you're gonna die.
That's of course
and it's true. It's absolutely true. In Apex, it's true. If you stop moving in the middle of a field, it's that easy.
Now, granted,
just to snipe you.
The rat problem in Warzone is definitely rough, but I still very much enjoy Warzone. I'm hoping that the new map is far less like. It encourages camping less. Like, just like if the new map has a complete so if the rumors, leaks, talk, discussion, if all that's true to be said about the new map, it's supposed to be a culmination of all the Fireteam maps in Cold War. Hunter, I know you haven't played Fireteam, but the Fireteam maps are very large. There are very few. The only map that contains like large clusters of buildings is Korova, and even then it's just a very small space. There's no downtown-esque like part of those maps, right? So if the new map is a culmination of all the Fireteam maps, then I think it'll be a lot more open, a lot less campy, and that might really fix. Now, of course, if the new map sucks, the game just dies because they're nuking Verdansk. But that's Activision's problem.
This is just an idea. I think these games just like quickly get boring. I don't know about boring, but like half of you just wants to stop playing the game because the map just starts becoming the same thing every time. Boring, yeah. If someone found a way, this is just an idea, but if someone found a way to make a liquid map where every single time it changed, like they had like standard buildings and stuff, but they made a ton of assets for it at the beginning, I would wait.
It's
literally
a very
5 minutes.
Ambitious project.
Yeah, it's ambitious, but I would wait in the loading screen to allow a generator to make a huge map randomly for 5 minutes to just have something different every time. That would be so fucking nuts. That'd be so crazy. Like different terrain, different fucking buildings, like in positions all the time. It's kind of what Fortnite's doing, where they move the map around all the time, like every season, but like it's every game.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
You continue talking. I'm going to grab a drink really quickly, and then we'll move on to the next item on our ticket.
You know, that's a good idea. I have to talk to Shtanky about something.
What do you want, Hunter?
This is the Beegs and Shtank hour.
The
Did I say
Beegs
hour?
and Shtank hour.
I meant the Beegs and
like
Shtank
5
minute.
minutes.
So, Shtank, today I pulled a rim. How do you feel about that?
Hunter,
I wasn't trying to rub it in your face. Come on, man.
I don't care.
Fucking D's did. Aiden did. I'll say it out loud. Aiden did. He messaged me. He asked me what I owed him. And I told that boy, I'm keeping it. Like a pregnant woman to her man.
No, stop. Stop
Keeping him.
talking, please.
Keeping him. No plan B for me.
Stop. Just. Oh my gosh.
But you pulled something today too, didn't you? Something pretty amazing.
Yeah, I pulled up to this podcast to talk about video games. That's what I pulled.
Are you trying to say something to me right now? Say it out loud.
Yes,
Tell me what you're thinking.
I just did.
No. Here's the thing: is that you had a message behind what you just said, and you're trying to keep it to yourself, and that's the point.
What I'm trying to say is, Call of Duty Warzone has good gunplay, but it
Does
makes
it?
me depressed.
Okay, it does have good gunplay, but does it have good guns? Nay, and that's something we'll talk about when Ethan gets here. But I'll start it. I am so sick and tired of the meta changing all the fucking time. I'm sick and tired of a meta. There should be a meta. There should not be such a focused meta. I'm gonna wait until he sits back down and talk about this because I know he has shit about to say that.
What?
Look at him.
What did you
Back.
even just say?
Okay, so what we're saying is that we're talking about the fact that there's fucking metas in Warzone. Now, just listen. Let me talk about this for a second. Let me introduce you to the topic. There should not be a meta. Like there should be a meta, but not such a focused meta. There should not be a thing where you go, oh, if you get the F bar and you keep the F bar, you'll win the game. Like there shouldn't be that. If you take the MAC 10, you'll win. Like it shouldn't be like that.
That's not a meta issue. That's a balance issue.
Exactly, but the balance turns it into a meta. Like the balance makes there a meta. Like if they just found a way to bet, which is really hard, because some guns just absolutely suck ass. Yeah, some guns just suck ass, and they can't stop that because they want to include a variety. And if you want a variety,
you're saying is if there was more guns that were on par with the FFAR, the game would be much more interesting.
Not even that. Like if they're like guns that had a chance, just a chance. You don't have a chance with other guns. You can't do it. It's impossible.
Also, can we get a G Fuel sponsorship? Make it happen.
G Fuel, please.
Give me the sponsorship, G Fuel. I will be a absolute industry whore for you. I'm gonna drink it on stream every time anyway, so you might as well.
Why would they pay you to sponsor their product if you're already doing it for free?
Yeah, this isn't G Fuel. You hear that, Gamma Labs? This isn't. This is your competitor. Give me a sponsorship.
Those are the people who give the sponsorship where you're doing one thing and then you get on the stream the next day and you got something else in your hand. This stream is sponsored by Gamer Labs.
Dang, this stuff's good.
This stream is not sponsored by Gamer Labs.
This stream isn't sponsored by anything except for my own bank account, unfortunately. So, give me
Wish you told me
affiliate.
that. I would have pitched some money in there, buddy.
Well, you still can, of course, but you're not gonna do that.
I mean, I don't know how to get money too. I do, but like I don't know which method. We won't talk about this now, but we'll talk about it later. Just know I got you. I got you.
We'll get into it.
Sexually.
Yeah, we'll cover that later. Next order on the ticket is Hunter's Baby Girl, the new Pokemon games. In case you've been living under an actual rock, the wonderful Pokemon company and Nintendo announced earlier, about a month ago, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and then a spin-off game in the form of Pokemon Legends.
Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pokemon Legends Arceus,
So-
my bad.
So this is like they're kind of like, I don't know what to say here, but like what we're looking at right now, and Shtanky brought this up when it first happened. At first, is that what we're looking at on the topic of Pokemon, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, is that when we haven't seen anything different. Yeah, of course, it's a graphical upgrade, which honestly, to me, I don't know about everyone else here, but to me, that's enough. Like, I just want to play my favorite game, one of my
Same.
favorite games of all time, on the
I
Switch.
think
Like,
the overworld looks like Pokemon My Sims, but that's just me.
So
but the problem is
here-
that the game was already Ghibli, though. The game was already like that.
True. So here's my take on the art style of the game. Personally, I adore it. So the number one problem I've had with Pokemon as of late is, of course, Breath of the Wild engine Pokemon games are a cool concept, and I like the formula being shaken up, and it's been shaken up since X and Y in terms of how the game looks. But I don't like it as much. I am not nearly as engaged in Pokemon games since X and Y. X and Y was very good. I'll give of course, but the problem is I miss the old top-down style. And so the reason I am so in love with the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl art is it's very true to the original game, just more aesthetically pleasing in some shape, form, or fashion. Just it's taking the Link's Awakening remake approach, and I like that. I really like that they've tried to remain true to form in some way, but still adding some kind of graphical improvement. Now, of course, some people, not naming names, Shtank, don't think it's a graphical improvement, but I like it. I think it's really cool.
There's two factions. You're a faction, and then there's a faction kind of like Shtanks in Pokemon right now. There's a faction when a game comes out, it needs to be like you said, Ethan, it needs to be true to form. And then there's a faction like Shtanky's who says it needs to be new and like 3D, kind of like not like Breath of the Wild, but like X and Y.
Okay,
Or not
first of
X1.
all, I
don't know.
never said it needed to be
That's
3D.
kinda like,
I
you
just
don't
said
the
that it looks like
Ghibli.
Pokemon My Sims.
You don't like the Ghibli. You said it the moment it fucking came out. We were all talking.
No, I said it literally looks like My Sims.
Not what
It's
you
actually
said.
the same art style as My Sims.
Which is, of course,
It does actually look like. It does actually
This
look like.
is
I'll be honest. I was on Shtanky's level too. I didn't really like it either. Or not like it, but I agree that it didn't. It fell a little off. But then I realized, as some people pointed out, is that when you put them next to each other, it's literally just like a 3D version of the old games. And you realize when you make those 2D sprites 3D, they look like that.
Bro, except for the fact that like the battle art looks very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes,
here
yes.
is the art style. It is, of course, My Sims. But like I said, it's got the 3D element and the graphical improvement. But it's true to the original style of the game, unlike what they did with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The battle style looks fantastic. The renders of Palkia and Dialga are, of course, fantastic. As opposed to Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is Breath of the Wild. So that's a thing. I don't know. So I really like Sword and Shield, and I like the overworld style, but I'm getting tired of the Breath of the Wild Genshin Impact formula of overworld design in games.
Also, I
I'll be
don't like
honest.
the fact that they made my boy Lucas ugly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
He
I
kinda-
feel like this is the thing I've wanted since the beginning of like Pokemon. Like when I got a hold of XD when I got a hold of Gales of Darkness and
Coliseum.
Yeah, when I had those games, I was like, if this game was just not an overworld map and then sometimes a free, like not even a free roam, like an on rails quote unquote free roam. If this game had more like the way you caught Pokemon in Gale of Darkness was going to a cave and putting out food. Like that was the way of getting Pokemon. And maybe when you came back, there's gonna be a Pokemon, and we all were like, I know
snatching
everyone who
shadows
played that
from
game.
Other trainers.
Exactly. And I know every single Pokemon who played every person who played that fucking game was like, if this game just had like a way to catch Pokemon that wasn't that way, it'd be so much better.
Well,
And
I
if it-
love
and if it-
Gale of Darkness personally.
I loved it too, but like, it could have been something amazing, but they just didn't have the space nor the technology, not the technology, but the space to do that. Or the
No,
time.
it was amazing.
No,
Facts.
no,
Facts.
no,
Facts.
no. The way you caught
Facts.
Pokemon was complete dick, and we all know that.
True, but the game was
Bro,
still
you
good.
literally steal other people's Pokemon. What are you
No,
talking about? That's like
if
the
you don't want a
that is
shadow
the
Pokemon,
coolest thing ever.
okay, that's
Oh,
cool.
if you don't want a shadow Pokemon, purify it. It's that
if-
simple.
Yeah.
No, look here, look here. It's if they wanted to do that, then they should have fucking done that and left out the catching natural Pokemon. Then why they put that natural Pokemon thing in? Then they shouldn't have kept it. You shouldn't have put it in the first place, or they should have made it open world. Either way, it was boring and a dumb addition.
No, it
It
was
should've
a
been
way
more.
to add
Should've been
more
more.
Pokemon besides just trainer Pokemon that you could
Literally,
get.
they took what could have been an open world and made it into a drawn map with like points on it that that you clicked on, and then like that would go there. Like it could have been. It should Arceus Legends should be that. If it's Gale of Darkness with like some other elements, and it's literally just Gale of Darkness with open world, and you can go to a lot of places instead of like clicking on them and then traveling to it. With that awesome cutscene they had with him driving his bike, that would be dope as shit. It'll make it, and I think everyone will like it a lot.
Hunter, I humbly respect your opinion. Just know the fact that you think that Gales of Darkness is bad
I don't
is
think
wrong.
that. I love Gale of Darkness. I just thought it could have been something better, and that's what I hope Legends is.
So
Is that Legends can be the new deal? It will
That's
blow
what I
Gale
was
of Darkness and
going-
Coliseum out.
we'll get into Legends Arceus, but right now I want to stick to Shining and Radiant.
Mhm.
Was anybody surprised? Because I'm assuming the answer is
No.
no. You shouldn't have
No.
been surprised because this has been
No,
We've been
I've been
expecting
waiting.
Gen 4 remakes for about 2 years now.
true.
yeah,
The only my concern is, of course, Battle Tower.
Or lack thereof.
Mainly the lack thereof. If there's a lack of Battle Tower, that'll be atrocious. That'll ruin the game for me. Other than that, they just need the only formula they need to stick to is just don't change the game except graphically, and then it's solved. It's solved. The game is just good.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
The
I know.
game is
I think it
just
will be good. It's good. It's gonna be good. I don't disagree with that. Like if they gave me that, they cut me off that slab of steak, I would be fine. What I want more. I want not a new like another like a mechanism where like you have. I don't know. Would you guys want Mega Evolution in this game?
Yes,
Would that be cool?
abso-fucking-lutely. 100 times yes.
Okay. What about Gigamax?
No.
No.
Okay, good. I was thinking that too. Okay, we're on the same
I
page
mean,
then.
Gigantamax doesn't make sense for the region.
It doesn't.
because
But
It's
I would love
specifically
Mega Evolution.
a Galar thing.
I would love a Mega Evolution because I think they work nicely. Like the whole concept Mega Evolution, I cannot believe they left it behind for Gigamax. Like if they kept making Mega Evolutions for other Pokemon, that'd be dope. Like I've been in love forever. Because Mega Evolution is just fun. The fact that you can only use one per game and you like choose one, it adds so like a different level of strategy to Pokemon.
Don't get me wrong,
And-
I am one of the few defenders of Dynamax and Gigantamax. I actually kind of liked it, but I would obviously 100 million times over prefer Megas. I just
Yeah.
think Megas
'Cause
were good. Megas were just good. Mega was the perfect,
And their moveset wasn't locked. Like you didn't have to pick from like maybe three or sometimes two good moves. Like you didn't have big tackle. Like
big
like,
tackle. I mean,
Speaking of
big
is,
tackle.
Do you think they'll bring back Z moves?
no, they shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't.
They
Yeah.
literally should not. But
They
hopefully.
should. That was for just that time. I
The
believe.
problem, so the issue with Pokemon has been they introduced Mega Evolutions. Mega Evolutions were the perfect like new element to shake up the Pokemon formula, in my opinion. And the
Okay.
overwhelming positive response to that made the Pokemon Company think, wow, this really worked. We should try other new things. And both of the new things they have been introduced have been objectively bad compared to Megas. Z moves,
Compared,
of course,
big word.
just being bad in general. Like I said, the overwhelming, resounding opinion of Dynamax and Gigantamax has changed it. But I liked it.
I think
but
the
Megas,
reason why they don't. Go ahead. Sorry.
Megas are bust is all I was going to say. That's just
I
what
think-
I'm saying.
I think the reason they stopped is because I don't think they like making new Pokemon. I know you're not making a whole new Pokemon, but like that's a whole new like art thing you gotta
Well,
make and a whole new
of course,
and
making
sooner or
new
later
Pokemon has
everyone's
to be hard. Let's not.
I
Get
mean,
into
they're already cutting out the national deck. Like they're already stripping things off like they don't think is necessary. And if they don't want to draw more shit and put in more models, then they're gonna take out like am I wrong? Like Sword and Steel does not you cannot have every Pokemon in Sword and Steel in the game. Like I know
No,
there's a
you
whole
can't.
national deck thing, but like you can't like they just cut some Pokemon out. And I'll be honest with you, I thought it was awful when they first did it. Like when it was announced, I was actually pretty upset because I liked all the Pokemon. Like I like the idea of catching them all, but like it dawned on me that means you have to catch like what, like around 900, 700
So
Pokemon.
here, this is something I have had an opinion on, but I've stayed quiet to avoid being hung in the streets like a degenerate. But I will stay silent no longer. I think there are too many Pokemon. I think that Pokemon is starting to suffer the problem of Binding of Isaac, where there is just overload. There's too many things that are similar, and new things that are being introduced that are similar to old things. They're running out of ideas, and it shows.
They're trying to release it too fast.
Yeah,
Man,
they're running out of ideas, and it shows, and things are just not as original. So why not just
You should have known
focus
that
on
whenever
making a
they
better game?
You should have known that whenever they made a Pokemon that was literally just a bag of trash sitting on the ground.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. I think that there are Pokemon that like are either too similar or just stupid and obsolete. So I don't think that like massive amounts of new Pokemon are necessary and to make a Pokemon game successful.
That's the exact reason why I came to terms with cutting the national decks because I
Yeah,
realized
like,
someone
I
made
was
a
never-
meme. What's that fucking cactus Pokemon that's literally just a cactus with a smile face on it?
Cacturn?
Exactly.
Don't
Cacturn.
you
Like someone was
dare
like,
talk bad about Cacturn.
shut the fuck. It needs to be cut. There's no point. Just make a game without it.
Cut.
And Sword and Shield did not have Cacturn in it.
Well, so here's the thing.
That's
like,
fine.
We have so many regions, right? You could just make new games in the same regions and just make them good games with new things, and I'd be very happy. Like I think there's too. I stand by the statement. There are too many Pokemon. We don't always. You can make the 3 new starters and the legendaries and keep it at that, and I'd be perfectly content. I'm not going to lie.
I have an idea though. I have a better idea. Not a better idea. I have an idea, not better. I'm not trying to blow you out of the water.
Call my idea shit again, Hunter.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm so used to destroying people with facts and logic.
Yeah, Hunter, you're on thin ice. You already called Cacturn bad.
True. You called Cacturn bad.
Cacturn's bad, and you know it.
You're bad, and I know it.
You don't need Cacturn.
Let's take a look here, chat. Let's take a look here.
Wait a minute. Oh my god.
Let's take a look at Cacturn. Right.
Oh my god.
Let's not forget the Chad Cacnea, the first form. So look here. Look at Cacturn. Look at this Chad. And look at Cacnea, right?
Oh wait, whoa, no, wrong Pokemon. This is a dope one. I'm talking about the one that's in later generations.
Oh, are you talking about the other evolution of
Talking about Maractus?
No. That one's fine too. It's not in Hoenn. No, it's that one. Look at that. See that one, the third picture?
Maractus?
It's the third picture. Yeah, Maractus. That's the one.
Bro, fucking Maractus
somewhat...
is great.
Okay, I never win. Fuck Maractus, dude.
Your opinion is, of course, wrong.
I'm only gonna consider your opinion when you start putting your fucking scenes on hotkeys.
Listen, I can't. I had the Stream Deck app. I had the Stream Deck app loaded up, and it just decided to not work. So.
Yeah, I feel that. Is that why you thought about getting a Stream Deck like device?
That is, of course, why I thought about getting a Stream Deck, but $150 is a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. But I'll go ahead and finish what I was gonna say. The way I think that should happen is that they should, of course, come out. I think the generations need to continue. I know there's too many Pokemon that look the same, but instead of, the problem is that they spend like what, a year or 2 on the game and that's it. I would be fine with them taking more time, putting more fucking effort into Pokemon, like developing them. And and the thing is, I'm cool with like them being like maybe 30, and then them throwing in whatever Pokemon they want from other generations, because that's how many they have now. They can do that. They can start.
I swear to God, I think that you could just put in the new starters and the new legendaries and maybe some mythicals. I would be happy. I'd be happy.
But the thing is, it's like I want it to continue. I want them to change up the formula, because the gyms, yeah, they're fun, but like I'm over them now. Like I get it, and that's what the point. It's not so over it. It's the fact that it's holding the whole thing back. Like they're
The
holding
problem
the series
is every
back.
time they've tried to shake up the gym system, it's sucked. Look at the Island
Exactly.
Kahunas in
I
Sun and
know.
Moon. They suck.
Yeah, the Kahuna
There's no,
challenge was pretty bad.
It's
there's no other
horrible.
alternative.
It's
That's the problem
terrible.
too. Yeah, exactly.
But-
There's no other alternative.
Yeah.
But they're like I would be fine with them taking more time into making these games if the game they gave us to like the wait until the next one for wasn't so short. Like once you beat the campaign, this is what you have left. Hey, do you have Pokemon Shield? Yeah. Oh, I have Sword. You want to battle? No, I don't have my DS on me. Or not DS. Fuck my Switch. And I was like, okay, then that's the end of it. Like that's the end of the game. Like I haven't picked up Sword. No, Shield. I forgot which one I got. I think it's Sword.
Bro,
I don't know which one I fucking have. 'Cause it's been so long since I played. I played it last when I got it. I got it for I played it for like a month, and not even a month, a week, 2 weeks.
bro,
max.
just shiny hunt.
That's so boring. I should have
So,
to shiny hunt to make the game go on.
My solution to getting time into Pokemon games is easy because I play VGC. So there you go.
I guess you'd have to be like Aiden, where you just kept playing Nuzlocke or some shit. You have to like challenge yourself, but like you should have to make up game modes for a game to go on to the next one. Like that, the game should have content. Like I would not care if it took me 3 weeks to get past the first 2 gyms, as long as those 3 weeks are filled with as much shit as possible. I don't care if you delay me. I don't care as long as it's interesting. Just make it interesting. Make it like the anime, where if you delay me, it's because it's a fun filler. That's all. Just make it fun. Make it more like the anime. Fuck. Make it fucking Pokemon Yellow. Pokemon Yellow is fun.
No,
You
it
get
wasn't.
Pikachu and the starters. Yes, it was. And
The first
Jesse and James.
Gen 1 games are factually bad.
What Yellow's fun. You get all 3 starters,
Crucify me.
and Pikachu's behind you the entire time. That being said, you do have to keep Pikachu inside your fucking team the entirety of the time. But
Gen 1 games are just bad.
challenge. They are bad.
They're just
they're bad, but like it's a good formula.
They're severely outdated in not the good way. They
That
just
being
don't
said-
have enough content. There's not enough
That
diversity.
being said, Soul Silver is the best.
Yes,
Can't deny that.
factually true.
Well, he does.
Yeah.
And like
And next time someone tells me Heart Gold is better, I will destroy them because
Gen
everyone
1
know Lugia is better than Ho-Ho. Call me wrong.
Gen 1 games being bad isn't their fault.
All right,
it's just
call
a
him
factor of the
Ho-Ho
times.
one more time.
But anyway, I want to talk about Legends Arceus for a bit. So I'm very confused as to what the game seeks to accomplish because in my mind, I thought it was a Gale of Darkness type thing, but it seems like it's a fully fledged out game in some, or maybe it's not because it's in fucking primitive times. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So
I don't. Let's start at the beginning. Cyndaquil, Ocelot, I know I'm saying it wrong, and Rowlet.
terrible
Those are our 3
starter
starters.
choices. Terrible starter
There-
choices.
Okay, there's a reason for that though.
Yeah, there is.
Wow.
There's a reason behind it. Because of their evolutions. Because, freaking Rowlet evolves into Decidueye, which is a bowman.
Typhlosion.
Yeah.
No, like thematically it makes sense. It's just I hate all of these starters except for well, I don't hate them because I really like Rowlet and Ocelot. I stand by my statement that Cyndaquil is trash, and you all can kill me.
Go
for
fuck
it.
yourself.
But I don't know. It's not my choices. I get, like I said, I get thematically is why they did it, but I don't know, man.
I will admit that Cyndaquil was. I know it's thematic, like you said, Shtanky, but like it has to be like a everyone loves Cyndaquil, let's throw him in there kind of thing.
Yeah, but like I hate Cyndaquil.
Like where's Turtwig? Huh? Where's Turtwig? No one knows.
Bro, Turtwig's a Chad.
They make it
Factually the
name.
best Gen 4 starter. Factually.
Turtwig? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Factually.
Put
the
some
best.
respect on my man Turtwig's
The
name.
Virgin Infernape versus the Chad Torterra. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Infernape is such a... I mean, like, he was, like, in terms of being, like, competitively good, Infernape was, of course, great. But,
Bro,
Fighting.
Infernape's so cool that he was the second straight firefighting type. That's
Yeah.
definitely what we wanted, right?
Of course, true.
I'd rather have Blaziken.
Yeah, I mean, and most
I am
people
a
would.
I'm a known Blaziken hater too. So
Really?
yes, I think
I didn't
that
choose Blaziken either. I chose Swampert.
obviously he is just factually overpowered, especially in the Mega flavor. He's just strictly the best. But
Swampert got fucking destroyed in
design
his Mega
wise,
Evolution.
I just far prefer Swampert and Sceptile,
But Mega
especially
Evolution,
Sceptile.
I was so
Bro,
disappointed. in Mega
Sceptile-
Yeah,
Evolution.
Swampert's
was
Mega
bad.
sucked. It was bad. It just looked
It was
bad.
buff Swampert.
Yeah. Now Mega
If they
Blaziken
made
is of course a cool design, but like Sceptile to me is just the absolute crown wearing king of Gen 3.
Bro, made him dragon type, like grass dragon. Chad.
Chad
Okay,
topping.
you know what?
Fantastic topping.
Talk to me about the fuck. Okay, we gotta talk about this. I'm sorry. People just let it pass, and I'm not gonna let it pass. The dragon type Reggie looks so fucking stupid. I
Wait,
cannot even
hold
get
on. What are you talking about, Dragon Top Reggie?
You
Reggie
didn't know about
Drago.
Reggie Drago. It's so stupid.
Was that
it's so
in the
dumb.
Arceus trailer?
No,
it's in Sword and Shield right now.
Oh,
And they're
I
new
am not.
Pokemon.
Okay, I just looked it up. That looks actually terrible.
Exactly. They took my favorite trio.
I mean,
I like them more than the dogs, and they
Reggie
just
Lecky
destroyed.
doesn't look much better.
Regieleki is
Oh,
arguably
no.
worse. I didn't know
Yes.
if these existed because I've not kept up with Sword and Shield.
See,
That's probably the best.
Not that I like Sword and Shield, but like after I got my time in on VGC, which admittedly lasted far less than my other times in playing VGC. I just even with the DLC, I've yet to play the DLC because I just have no reason to play the game. And now seeing that these two abominations exist as a byproduct, I'm not very happy.
Bro, but have you seen the Galarian Kanto birds?
I have not.
yeah, even worse, man. They're ugly.
No. Take it back.
No. Yeah, take it back. That just looks dope.
Those actually look fantastic. That makes up for Reggie Drago.
Dude, what happened?
Those look
Why
so
couldn't the
good.
Reggies get that?
Articuno's design is so good. Oh,
Then
wow.
why couldn't the Reggies get that? Why couldn't get the Reggies get that? Why?
Psychic typing, Chad. Wow, those designs are killer. Why did they mess up so bad with the two new Reggies? That's terrible.
Exactly.
They're so good. Okay, so that's ridiculous. Maybe I will go play Sword soon.
Exactly.
That design alone is probably enough to make me boot that game up again.
I can understand electric. Like I wish they made electric look cooler, but like the fucking dragon one, like why dragon? Like out of all the Reggies you could have made, dragon made the least sense.
True. Stupid. Dumb.
I don't know. Anyways,
these Kanto birds lead me into my point of earlier that there's too many Pokemon. So how about you just redesign old ones to fit new regions? Because I like the idea. I love the idea of Galarian and Alolan forms so much so that I think they should stop making new Pokemon aside from starters and legendary and only focus on new forms.
You know they're never gonna stop doing that.
No, they will of course not do that.
Not.
But I think personally that is a far better content idea. Shoot me, kill me in a video game, of course. But I think I think that would be.
I think the EXP share needs to fucking go away.
No.
That needs to go back. That needs to go back to where it fucking belongs.
No.
Yes, it makes the game too easy. It's too fucking easy.
The games are easy anyway. That just makes things more convenient for the better. That's my take on it. Because Pokemon games are just going to be easy. There's no way around it. So don't make things unnecessarily grindy.
That's true.
Bro,
good point.
I mean, one good thing about the newest generation of Pokemon is how easy it makes it to get into competitive.
Yes. Oh my god.
EXP share makes it.
I cannot tell you how little time I spent like making my VGC team compared to the other games, which was so refreshing because normally in other games, it takes me so long to get my team ready for the season, and then by that time the meta has already changed because I just don't want to dedicate that much time in like consecutive fashion. But Sword and Shield, I had my team ready so quick. I was into games so quick. It was fantastic.
Were you still playing whenever they introduced the hidden ability patch?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Mm-hmm. The best thing that ever come out of Sword and Shield is factually Galarian Darmanitan. My favorite thing. My favorite thing by far.
Bro.
Back to the Arceus topic though. So would you prefer that it's a Gale of Darkness-esque, like more story-driven experience, as opposed to a full-fledged like title?
They're loosely gold version. Like Pokemon, there's a goal: get to the league, the Elite Four and beat them. Right? That's the fucking goal. But like, it's a loose goal. Like not recently, because like more and more as it comes up and more. Like the whole point. This is the formula. Ready? Something's going on with the legendaries. Someone's trying to abuse the legendaries. Okay, now that's over. Back to the league. Yeah. All right, now the league's done. Go to the Elite Four, beat the champion. That's the game. Once you rescue the legendary Pokemon, it's over.
Pokemon games, of course, are story-oriented, I suppose, but they're not compared to like the spin-off games, for example, Gale of Darkness. Or Ranger.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though the Ranger is a completely different formula of game. But you understand what I'm saying, though. Like, I would actually prefer a more story-driven experience.
But think about every single movie. Think about every movie and every game, even the ones like Ranger. Every single game revolves around some legendary being abused in some way.
Yes, of course.
Ranger, yeah, every single game is like in the games. That's the main plot. And the moment you save the legendary, catch them, it's over.
Cyndaquil is 17 pounds, 17 and a half pounds to boot.
Jesus
that's crazy.
Bulbapedia here.
That is a heavy boy. No, that's not even Bulbapedia. That's just straight from the Pokemon Legends website that I have pulled up.
Oh yeah, I saw it when you saw the Pokemon come up. But the point is that I hope they try something different. Like I don't know what they can do because like the thing about Team Rocket is that not only like Team Galactic wanted to abuse the fucking like Polk and Dialga. Like everyone else wants the legendaries only. The thing about Rocket is that they were looking for strong Pokemon. So if your Pokemon was just strong in general, they wanted it. That's it. Like they just wanted your strong Pokemon, and that's like a decent idea. Like they're not just looking for legendaries, and they couldn't find a legendary, so they made a fucking legendary. And they tried that again with Ginsect.
To insert here, it says that it honors past Pokemon games' core gameplay while infusing new action RPG elements. So it sounds like story-driven RPG as opposed to core Pokemon, which I like. I just don't want it to be Let's Go Eevee Part 2 in Sinnoh.
Exactly.
And and I'm concerned because it says to catch Pokemon, you observe them to learn their behavior and carefully sneak up, aim your Pokeball, and let fly. And below that it says you can also have your ally Pokemon battle. That sounds suspiciously like Let's Go mechanics. Suspiciously.
They might, which would be genius. I don't get me wrong. I like Let's Go Eevee functionality.
Oh,
it was a nice like it drove it off, but after a while it got annoying. Like you just like sitting there like, okay, I get it.
Well, so it got boring far quicker. But in terms of just being a casual, I'm gonna sit on my fat ass and play Pokemon on the couch. It was okay. It was enjoyable to some degree. I just got tired of it very quickly.
If they married Let's Go and traditional catching methods in some fashion and made it work, and they just didn't haphazardly throw them together, I feel like they'll have a winning formula.
No, I don't want Let's Go catching mechanics at all.
I do.
No.
I like them. No. It brings me into the game.
I hate them.
I like them. But it's okay.
If I wanted to do Let's Go catching mechanics, I'd just play Pokemon Go.
True.
But I think it'll be fun. I don't think you can just have a...
We have a long time to wait to see.
Yeah, we got a fucking year.
Yep.
It's a whole year away.
Yep. A whole year for a game that we still know little to nothing about.
Exactly.
Thematically, the game is sick. Steam-powered Pokemon balls, dope.
They're taking a different spin on it. It's not just 3D Pokemon, which is good.
I
Like I know everyone.
So I'm enticed at the prospect of Arceus, his story being fledged out and used more.
Yeah, because they made a god Pokemon and left it at that.
So being the most powerful being in the universe and knowing so little about him does not sit right with me. So,
well, yeah, and especially because they never did the event distribution for the.
Yep, exactly. So we just know nothing. We know nothing about him aside from.
So the only way that you knew anything about Arceus is if you used a certain device to give you the pass that you needed.
In Platinum, they never did the event.
They never did the event distribution.
Oh my god! People I knew when I was a kid legit got it on. They told me they went to events. That's a lie. They went to a fucking relay.
Yeah, that was a bold-faced lie to your young, stupid face.
I didn't know they used an action replay.
The only thing they ever did is they did a distribution of the Pokemon, not of the event.
Not of the event. They never gave the Azure Flute in an event. It was just the Pokemon.
Oh, so it's a never used functionality.
So so they could have got him from the event where you got the Pokemon distributed to you, but they did not use the Azure Flute to go see him.
Oh, in the event ball? Yeah, the event ball.
So
I'll tell you about this match. You know that trade system they used to have, where like you could find a Pokemon you wanted, and if somebody wanted like a certain other Pokemon, you had it, you could trade that. Remember that shit?
It still exists. GTS still exists.
It does?
To this day, it's in every game.
Well, not the Wonder one, where like you give up like random Pokemon, you get a random
specific
Pokemon.
GTS.
Oh, really?
Both are still in the game.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Because I never I think did it start in Platinum? I think. It was in either Diamond or. It had to start in Platinum because I got an event. I traded a level 100 Machamp for a level 100 Japanese Regigigas event Regigigas. And so when I got him, I could get all the Regis and the fucking Regigigas in that game. It was Platinum because Regigigas in that game is literally level 1. Because to get that Regigigas, you have to get the event Regigigas, which is already level 100. And that allows you to get the Regis, which allows you to get the Regi in that game. It's fucking broken.
Okay, it was Regigigas is not level 1.
He's like level 5 or level 1. He's one of the two. He's not good. He's next to impossible to use.
Regigigas is level 70 in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
Platinum, my friend. Platinum.
Okay, that one is level 1.
Yep. It's absolutely... Because the one you get to get that Regi is already level 100. So when you get the event Regi, it's level 100. So they try to balance it by making him level 1. So you have two Regis, but one's level 100 and one's level 1. It's actually pretty fucking broken. It's really hard to catch because you can't hit him. So you have to like play the
slow start.
Okay, first of all, you can hit him. It's called false swiping. Ever heard of it?
Yup.
All right, guys. You know what? Look, when you're a kid playing these games, look. Here's the thing. What I'm scared of. I'm scared that I'm gonna play these games, and that like it's gonna be the exact same thing. It's gonna be the exact same game. It's gonna bore the living shit out of me because my level of stimulus is so fucking high compared to what it used to be.
I have very similar concerns. I haven't actually thought about it in the context of Diamond and Pearl because I've been blinded by pure nostalgia, but that has been something that's happened to me recently where I'm very excited about a remake for a game. I play it, or I go back and play an old game that I used to love as a kid, and I realize that it's just terrible and that I hate it. Because my tastes are so much more refined.
Exactly, and there's nothing wrong with the game. Like, it's gonna come out and it's gonna be just like the game. Like, it's gonna have the same shit, but maybe some additions. And it's not gonna be its fault. It's gonna be completely my fault that I don't like it because I completely changed it.
But I've also had games where I didn't like before when I was a kid, and I went back and played them, and I've loved them. Like
StarCraft.
That too, but namely, my example was Halo 4, because when I got that game new as a young lad, like, I despised it, and I didn't even finish the campaign. Now, of course, the multiplayer was just factually shit, and there's no way around that. But in terms of the story and the campaign mode, it was just terrible. but I went back recently and played through Halo 4, and the story was fantastic. The campaign was great. It was so good. I enjoyed every second of it. So it's just strange how your taste changed so drastically.
You got something like that, Shtanky?
Something like what? Like a game
go,
like that?
yeah, like that, yeah. Like either going back to a game and liking it, or going back to a game and hating it, or changing taste.
Hmm.
It's hard to think of one on the spot.
Then
Unless
on the
like,
flip
you've already...
side, no, go ahead, Stank.
Go ahead.
Not off the top of the dome.
Um, on the flip side, I used to absolutely adore Dead Rising 2, and going back and playing it again recently, it's just the game is so boring. It's so boring. Like the only thing that made that game playable was playing it with
Oh,
Brandon.
no, I take it back. Borderlands. I can't stand
really?
to play Borderlands now.
One or two.
Same.
All of them.
Yes, one
Which is
and
really
two.
sad because like I was a Borderlands fanatic way back in the day, and
Same.
semi recently I went back to play 2, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't.
I did
Same.
that too. I went back and played 2, and I beat the shit out of it. And then I loved it so much again that I bought 3, despite the fact that I promised never to buy an Epic exclusive game ever. Didn't even buy it on Epic.
Borderlands only brings me pain now.
3 was such a fucking absolute train wreck that
I have
I
not
could barely...
even made it past the like first 30 minutes to an hour of Borderlands 3. Me, Caden, and Brandon all bought the game to play together and play through it like as a whole, and we brought all of our systems into my tiny ass dorm room in Alumni. Was so excited. Made it through maybe the first hour, and I have yet to touch the game since. It's just the game was just fully unbearable to play. I don't know if that's more of a Borderlands 3 issue or just the formula for the game as a whole. But
The game's
Yeah,
not so...
I didn't get Borderlands 3 because it came out after I'd already went back and played through Borderlands 1 and 2, and I was like, wow, this doesn't do it for me anymore.
One is actually unplayable.
Yeah, one.
It's actually unbearable.
I went back maybe a year ago to play Borderlands 1, and no.
It's not even funny. The thing about 2 is at least its dialogue and like the variety of guns and shit can get you through it. And it's still a fun play. It's still a fun game, quote unquote, but maybe not for you guys, but it is for me. But like the 1 just doesn't have it. Like it's not aged well at all.
No, it's not.
3 is not like...
That's true. Just, Pain is a game that you love that's just not aged well, and it's just unplayable at this point.
I played through when I got COVID. I played through Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 in order, and they hold up. They hold up.
Another one for me was when I was a little kid. My first system, not counting my dad's Dreamcast, was a GameCube. One of my favorite games was Star Wars Rogue Squadron, and going back and playing it, like it doesn't age well.
You played the new one?
No, I'm talking about Star Wars Rogue Squadron on the GameCube. Now,
no, I mean, like, have you?
There isn't a new Rogue Squadron.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about is that game called Rogue Squadron?
I don't think I think it is. I'm doubting myself now. I could have sworn it was.
It's not. What is that game called?
Squadrons. It's just called Squadrons.
I have not played it. I don't know anything about it.
It's apparently it's actually pretty good compared to
good things about
other.
It. I've heard that it's better as a VR experience though, which I don't have my Vive anymore, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. At this point, there's not a lot of games I actually want anymore. Like I'm kind of just like, all my games from my childhood have been like wrapped up in a little bow, kind of like Halo. Halo's just kind of dragging at this point a little bit, but like the story's a little fun.
I went back and played all of the Halo games recently, and I loved every second of it,
Really?
except for Halo 5. But I'm in a similar boat. It's really hard for me to get excited about games now because I'm stuck in my ways. Like, all of my time right now is devoted to Call of Duty, and it's all devoted to Call of Duty and like.
Couldn't think of another game.
I got distracted by Caden opening the door.
But I'm not. I feel like at the same time, like I would like to get excited for games, but every time I do, I just think to myself, how are they gonna fuck me with this one? You know, like
Yeah.
is this? Am I gonna get fucked for money? Am I just gonna get fucked with the game in general? Like, and there's very little series that do that to you now. Like Assassin's Creed used to be something you waited for. It's like after Black Flag, I was like, how the fuck
Now
are they gonna follow this?
Valhalla was very good. Valhalla is very good. It's a very good game.
I don't know. I watched a little bit of it. It seemed kind of but
It's
then again, I
very
watched
good.
it.
It's a very good game. I think it's mainly because my taste had changed so much. It's like now, like my favorite like games to play are either something I can play with, like you all, for example, in the form of like Call of Duty, and JRPGs. That's about it.
There is something. There is a market right now for cross-platform, massively multiplayer games that just isn't being taken care of. Like people, there needs to be a game that filled this gap because like I was doing a Shtanky a couple days ago where we're like looking up a list of like cross-platform games, and none of them were like games that like wouldn't it be dope if there's like a World of Warcraft, not completely like it, but like kind of like Genshin Impact maybe a little bit, like the massively multiplayer RPG element where like doesn't matter what fucking console you're playing on, you can play it. And you can play with your friends who have the same system. Like it would be so much fun just to have a game where you guys can just hang out in like a guild or something like that and just compare items and like have your own classes and support each other and do like raids and shit. Have like raid night where you go have fun.
Yeah.
Like that'd be fucking fun. That'd be dope. And like, but there's nothing like that. Nothing at all.
Yeah, there's the problem
Except
is
for
that,
Raid Shadow Legends.
The problem is that there's just like no MMORPGs being made anymore. Like in Warcraft, like if you get out of Warcraft, there's no getting back into it. I promise you. Like if you don't play an expansion, you come back, like you just don't understand what's going on. Like for me anyway. I haven't played Shadowlands, but like I played the hell out of Burning Crusade, or not Burning Crusade. Of course I played that, but I'm talking more of a Battle for Azeroth. Played the hell out of it and still did not know where I stood and what I was doing, and so I just gave up on it because the hill was too steep. Like if you have not played that game consistently since launch, like you're just out of the loop. It feels like
The train goes on without you.
And then like, oh, there's just no MMOs being made anymore. Like the newest one, to my knowledge, would be like or not. What's it called? Black Desert.
Black Desert.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's any good, but I see it everywhere I look.
It's certainly very pretty.
It's a very beautiful game. I just don't.
I tried playing it and it was not. Like, I tried playing it. I bought it when it was like back when it was like $5, like years ago. I'm not trying to hipster this, but like it was not the fun game. Like I played it for a bit and I was like, what is happening?
The only saving grace there might be is Riot's MMO that they're working on.
Yeah.
Which Riot
really?
is...
They're working on it?
Yes, so Riot is definitely a company of the scope that could make a quality MMO, like a new one, and it actually survive the harsh market and not be dominated and pushed out of extinction by World of Warcraft, but only time will tell if it's actually good. Because I'm a big MMO fan, but like we've been sitting here saying, like they're not being made anymore. Like
when is Fusion Fall gonna come back from Cartoon Network? Time will only tell.
No, bring back Wizard 101.
It's still there, man.
Bruh.
I played. If you've ever heard
Wizards
of
101 was very good until you got to the part where you hit the paywall.
Yep.
Yeah, the paywall is real. The paywall
is real. Toontown has actually been re-released by a modding community with actual servers.
Toontown Reloaded.
Toontown Rewritten. I played the hell out of that recently. That was a fun
They're doing the shit. They're doing that shit with Fusion Fall too.
That'd be a fun time.
And they're adding other characters from like the new shows.
But I know if I play it, I'm just going to be like, wow, this sucks. Because that's what I have with Toontown. Because I was of course excited to play Toontown Rewritten because I played the hell of it as a kid, and I get into it and I'm like, wow, this game is just fucking atrocious. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, Magic is making an MMO too.
They are. I forgot about that one. That'll be a big one. There just needs to be more MMOs. There needs to be more MMOs made.
It needs to be user friendly. That's the problem. Is that these MMOs come out. Like the reason people don't want to get into World of Warcraft because it's $20 payment every month, and who the fuck has money for that? But then again, like if it was a one-time payment, it would be hard to like develop. The reason why
I
World
don't
of Warcraft
think
keeps
I don't think that the issue with people getting into World of Warcraft is the payment at all. Because like if you're gonna buy the game and play it, you're
no,
gonna do it. The problem with World of
a second.
Warcraft is the absolute like 10-year mountain you have to climb to even get to a
That's
point
what
of the
I was
game
about
where
to
you
say.
feel satisfied remotely.
That was the second part of the argument. It was that like there's just this like insane knowledge wall.
Yeah,
It's like
it's unreal.
if I didn't know you were Aiden or Shtanky while I was trying to get into Warzone, if I didn't know the meta, my dumb ass would be using like the XM1 still.
True.
Like that's and like
Well,
the
so
fucking
the
like
thing with that's fixable is like you get killed by gun enough, you're like, wow, everyone's using that gun, it's good, I'll use it. World of Warcraft doesn't have that, and so when, like I said earlier, when you're like me and you've missed several expansions and you try to get back into the game, like you just don't know, and like I would sit and watch YouTube for like 4 hours a night trying to research things that I need to do and what I need to like accomplish to get somewhere, and I still just understood literally nothing. So that's the wall. That is the knowledge wall. It's like if you have not played the game since launch, you're not going to do anything. That's why WoW Classic was a thing of beauty for me at first because I actually knew what was going on and it was a lot more directed. There wasn't this absolute overload of content.
You said at first what ruined it.
The grind being much more intense than I remember.
Okay.
That's what did it for me. Because like if you're playing Warrior, you had to play for 20 hours a day to even get to where you need to be.
Jesus.
And like, I don't know. It's just like it doesn't. No matter if you're a part of a guild or you've got people to play with, WoW does not have a multiplayer friendly experience despite it being an MMO. Like, I can't get on WoW and start a new character with a friend and feel like I'm actually playing the game with them. Does that make sense? Because that's what I did. We made new characters when Battle for Azeroth come out, and me and a couple of friends played. But like the whole time, it did not feel like I was playing with my friends. It felt like I was talking to my friends while we were all playing the same game.
Does it feel like you're trying to herd cats? Not even herd cats. Like everyone's just like their own fucking like. I don't know about herd
Well,
cats.
it's like everyone's
you just
doing
like
their own thing, and you can't do it cooperatively very well. So it's like I said, you're just instead of playing the game together, you're just talking to everyone while you're all playing the same game. That's not the same experience. Exactly. I could do that with any game. Like for World of Warcraft being the most successful MMO of all time, it does not feel like a multiplayer game. Unless you're doing raids with like a set group of people that you talk to regularly. That's the only time when the game feels like a multiplayer experience.
Like what about Diablo? Like not like the Diablo's not MMO, but like would that style of multiplayer for an RPG overhead?
Absolutely. Because Diablo, I do feel like I play the game with whoever I'm playing with, unlike World of Warcraft. So Diablo 4 might be the saving grace, but it could also just be bad because that's what Blizzard tends to do lately. So there's that.
They don't miss, except at missing.
Yeah.
Don't you have a phone?
No. I said that wrong.
That is my favorite fucking meme of all time. Not all time, but like that's my favorite, like just completely instant turn. Like someone just meeting a wave of emotions that have never been seen before. And they're all unanimous and like united.
Oh, when they announced Diablo Immortal.
Yeah, when that guy came up and he was like, "Is this a
Don't
fucking
you all have phones?"
Yeah, that was like the biggest wave of hate I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my god, that was the biggest mistake ever made in the game industry. I stand by that. I stand by that. There was no...
What happened to that guy?
I'm sure he was fired. There's no way that you just ruined your company's image like that and got away with it. I don't know.
It's so bad, dude. It's
so
bad.
We'll see if the Riot MMO and the Wizards of the Coast MMO does us good. I like MMOs. I need, but like the market is so dominated that nothing stays around for long. I don't know.
Yeah, I just. You also just don't know it works. Like, how the fuck did anyone like Among Us has been out for like what 4-5 years now since 2016, and it just now launched. And then Fall Guys hits the ground and it instantly takes off. Like just random games. Some catch on.
Some developers just know what the market is. Like, I don't know. There's no way to explain
it's
it.
Left behind.
Nobody, I can tell you, no person before Fall Guys came out that said, you know what, I want a game show battle royale game where I play as a bean and just walk and jump and grab. Nobody
As
was
fast as
talking
it-
about that, and the game just like it didn't like explode because it just was never on this planet to begin with. It just instantly the instant transmission to another planet. That's how much the game soared. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it just came in.
Yeah,
It came
and
in, it won-
as
it came
quick
in,
as
it
it
won, it left.
came, it left.
True. That's
I
the
couldn't
problem.
tell you one person who still plays Fall Guys.
Facts.
No.
It's like, and that's the problem. No matter how good and popular a game is at first, you have to maintain that image, and that's the problem with MMOs. Like these new MMOs come out that'll be so cool, but the problem is that like nobody sticks around after like a year and the game just dies.
And the people who stay are like the angry veterans who like just destroy new people and won't help them.
Which is
And so
also
no
just
one
World
knew-
of Warcraft, because like I said,
Yeah.
the only people that consistently play the game are the ones that have played it since launch. So
And most are assholes.
yes,
and they don't help new people at all.
Absolutely.
And if you're not playing the game at their level, you're just an idiot and a noob and you need to get off the fucking platform because you're in the way. And so no new people come in, and there's no new people coming in, your game just slowly dies. And then you get even more angry when the fucking developer makes the game new player friendly. So now you're even angrier. So now when you see a new person, it's even more fucking anger towards them. And so there's no winning game except for the fact that the old people are just fucking assholes.
Yeah, it's pretty cyclical, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Just think about all the games that have been out for like more than like 10 years. Like think about all the people who've been there since like the beginning, or like all the veterans who know everything. Like they know all the metas, they know how to play the game. Instead of like helping people play the game, they're such assholes with it. Yeah, they just shut people out of it. And nothing's possible.
Yeah.
Like people get too good at games. People just get too good at a certain game. Like PUBG, I stopped playing PUBG not because it was broken, like I said earlier. It's because people literally got too good at it. Literally got too good. Like you couldn't walk out to a field and run for 5 seconds, even with Serpentine, without getting sniped and instantly killed. Like how are you supposed to play that? It's unplayable. Too good.
That's just going to be a thing with any competitive game, though. There's always going to be someone that's better than you.
Well, yeah, that's the point. But like, it gets to the point where like the only people are left are the amazing players who can like slide in and murder somebody.
Because it's such a
instantaneously.
barrier of entry.
Exactly.
Like,
And
you
it's
know
like,
how
how-
you obviously don't probably know, but like Shtank might. Well, of course he does because he plays Smash, but that sort of counts. But like, the barrier to entry to fighting games that are well established is astronomical.
Yeah, like I
Like,
couldn't
yeah,
enter-
Because I played
tried it.
so Dragon Ball Fighters, for example. I played that game at launch, played it religiously, and learned a lot. And I was like at the top, like in the top like whatever percent of the online ranking. I quit the game for like 6 months. Come back, I could not do anything. Like everything was different because the meta had changed that much, and like the barrier to entry was just so high because of all the tech that I just could not continue to play. But I mean, of course, the obvious solution to that is to get good, but only certain people have the time.
It's
for
not
that.
fun. Like the thing about getting good is that the first time you get good is the best time. It's the only time it's fun. The second time you have to get good, it's no longer fun. It's tedious and bullshit because you
That's
feel
what
like
we
you've already.
call the plateau
Yeah.
in the competitive world. You
Yeah.
plateau.
Like no, like you literally just explained it. Like you had when you were getting good the first time, you had fun doing it. And the moment you stop for a second and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go do this real quick, and then you come back, you have to get good again, and it's no longer fun anymore because you just already did it. Like, why would I want to do that again? Like, I just fucking put hours into this game to get good, and I have to do it again. Like, this is fucking bullshit. But whatever. Whatever. That's how games are these days.
I think that like the game industry is starting to make a return to the single player experience, though.
Needs to.
Yeah, I
I
think it
think
already
it fucking-
is.
It started.
I'm a
It started with
single-player
Fallout
player,
First, let me
bro.
know.
I think the single player experience is making a comeback. There was this
Yeah, there's
long
a lot-
period. There's been a long period where it's just not been a thing, and now there's just such excellent like single player story experiences being released that
Name
like,
3 right now.
huh?
Name 3 right now. Recent releases.
Assassin's Creed
Single player.
Valhalla, Persona 5
Persona
Royal,
5 Royal,
Horizon
Breath of the Wild,
Zero Dawn, Breath of the Wild,
Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Fire
Dude, the
Emblem
new
Three
God of
Houses.
War game, in my opinion, is
The new
amazing.
God of War game. There you go. And like Spider-Man.
amazing.
Spider-Man is like one of the greatest games to ever hit the PS4. and it's a single
Like
player game.
I feel like the industry's figured out, because we can all agree, like when the Xbox 360 was out, or like some part of it, sometime in the Xbox One, like these games that were traditionally single player started having like really shitty multiplayer versions of their games.
Yep.
Yeah,
Not
like Assassin's Creed.
Yes, exactly. Assassin's Creed would have like random multiplayer sections, and you're like,
because the multiplayer
why?
market just boomed, and to be fair, there's always going to be a multiplayer market, as there should. Like I'm not sitting here. I'm not sitting here like an old man saying that like games should all be single player. No, I'm just glad that like more great single player experiences are starting to be made again.
Exactly.
Like it's fantastic. It feels so good.
Like one of the most anticipated like sequels ever, in my opinion, not in, like ever, but like for people on PC, was the sequel to Mountain Blade, not Bannerlord.
Bannerlord is what we're talking about though.
Yeah, it's the first one, and the second one's Warlord, isn't it?
No,
It's something.
Warband into Bannerlord.
Warband is the yeah. So when the second one was like being in development forever, everyone could not have kept their fucking pants on at all. Like it was insane. Like I could not have waited for it anymore. And the moment it dropped, it was such a pile of fucking shit. Oh my god, it was so bad.
That just comes from expectations being too high.
No,
high expectations is the reason that Cyberpunk has failed.
It's not even that. Like not for Cyberpunk, but like for Bannerlord, the moment it came out, it became evidently clear that it was a shitty copy of the first game for campaign, and they put all of their efforts into the multiplayer aspect.
Yep.
It turns out the entire time they were making the game, they were just trying to figure out how to make a good multiplayer game. And they didn't even do that well.
But then the market's now shifted back to the single player experience.
Yeah, they fucked up, and now their game's nothing now.
Like multiplayer games that thrive are dedicated multiplayer games, like Warzone and Fortnite.
Like I think we now need, people are realizing, the industry's not realizing, you need focused single player and focused multiplayer.
They're separate experiences entirely.
You'll never win both ever.
Nope.
The only game to pull it off is Black Ops 1. We all know it.
You can be mediocre at both, or like okay at both, or have one be great and the other suck. So now they're just splitting it.
Because at that point you're just developing two games.
Yep.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that's a waste of fucking resources.
I think why that Activision is in the works of making a standalone zombies game, because most people play
so fucking long.
Like most people play like Treyarch games for the zombies experience, right? And
straight up,
like that's usually the part that's good about Treyarch games. Like right now, Cold War is only just now starting to be good multiplayer wise, but the zombies is right now the shining star with Outbreak.
Finally getting some good freaking multiplayer maps that don't just.
But we're also getting fantastic zombies experiences too. So there's just this massive zombies market, but like zombies never gets the full attention that it needs because of how much work has to go into the multiplayer side. So now there's going to be a standalone game, and I feel like it's going to be like a game changer. I think that now, if the standalone game succeeds enough, that zombie standalone games will be the future of like the zombies experience in Call of Duty.
I actually know. I know some people who discuss like, how is it just now that this is happening? Like they're getting standalone games, maybe. And like when I thought about it, I agreed. I was like, yeah, this is taking too. Like, how did it take them this long to realize the zombies could have been its own game? But I realized like, it started as a fucking mod. Like it was a mod. Zombies was a mod.
No,
it was a mod for. Yes, it was. It was a mod. It was a fucking mod. And then it became its own fucking.
Not Untitled was not a mod.
Was it not?
No, it was an official release.
For fucking Modern Warfare?
No. Modern Warfare, World of War.
Yeah, that was its own release. I thought that was a mod.
No. Hunter, sometimes your brain just does not factually work.
Someone told me that.
Well, someone lied to you because you're a gullible son of a bitch.
I don't really care. It's that important information to me.
Anyway.
I'll take someone's word on that shit.
Yeah, like, it's needed, like, now that it's going to have a standalone game, like, the dedication to it is obviously going to be at maximum, just like Warzone, because Warzone is its own thing. So, it's going to be very good. I think.
Is it though?
What,
Like
Warzone?
someone made that point. I made that point to you guys earlier. Not like its own game, but like it's getting dedication. Like someone brought this up on Reddit. Like it's the 1 year anniversary. It was 1 year anniversary a week ago, and
Yep.
nothing happened.
Yeah, that's just
When
because
the
Activision's
one
a
year
shit
anniversary
company.
happened, yeah, exactly. And when the 1 year came up for Fortnite or any like year anniversary came up for Fortnite, they throw a fucking party. Like they
You
go
get free
absolutely
items.
Yeah, that's
There's
because
an event.
Epic cares.
That's because
Yeah,
Fortnite is just a good game. Like, it's that easy.
it's not even that. It's because like the people making it, like you can say whatever the fuck they want, China, fucking whatever, and Epic and people who own them. Tencent, is that Tencent? Whatever.
Yeah,
Tencent
it's
does not own Epic, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Like 90% sure, yeah.
Yeah, they own it. Epic is completely owned by a Chinese or entity. It is owned by the
Tencent
Chinese
owns
government.
literally everything. So
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
Tencent's essentially owned by the Chinese government. But
Tencent
whatever.
only has Tencent has a 40% stake in Epic.
That's pretty much majority.
That's all, depending on who the other investors are in percentages, that's a majority.
That's majority. Yeah, you make
That's
most
majority
of
stake
Oh,
holder.
definitely.
unless the 60% can agree to do something, which is never going to happen, because probably 30% of that 60 goes at the stockholders. The other 30 cannot agree and do something.
Well,
that's
anyway,
it.
like
That's it.
Epic just like actually cares about producing content.
That's not the point. I was going to say like they're on top of things because they realize that being on top of things makes fucking money,
Yes.
and that's important. And
The difference
I
is
agree with that.
Activision's going to make money anyway because so they don't
Just not
actually
as
care. No,
They're fine with top and not making and just making some kind of
if
money.
you think Activision doesn't make top dog money in the gaming industry, you're just
not like fucking Fortnite, dude. Not Fortnite money. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know, man. Warzone is so insanely successful, and the Call of Duty franchise as a whole. Not to mention Activision. Is,
Well, I mean,
like, they
the
own
Call of
Blizzard.
Duty franchise. The Call of Duty franchise is the highest selling first person shooter franchise of all time, right?
Yes.
I thought it was-
So
I thought it was
It's a
what?
joke. It's a joke. I thought it was Doom. I thought it was Medal of Honor.
Hunter,
but-
be quiet.
Tries to make a joke, gets shut down.
well, it just happens like that. But I think that probably does it for episode 1. Would you boys not agree?
I think so.
Been live
Kind
for
of.
2 hours.
We've been over quite a bit.
Not talked out, but I'm kind of.
We have added
out.
many more topics than we initially started with, and
Which is probably how it needs to be, honestly.
yep. We need a good section to just roundtable discuss random things.
I like that.
But on that note, I think we're going to call it for episode 1. This will soon be uploaded to YouTube, which I will add into the stream channel description, the link. It will also be uploaded to Spotify and hopefully Apple Podcasts. And we will see everyone back next week, hopefully.
Maybe one day we'll all have fucking webcams. One day.
Maybe.
One day.
We'll get into it. But that's going to call it. Thanks for those that have joined in and listened and those that will listen in the future. And we will see you all next week.
Check you later, losers.
Arrivederci.
Smell you later.